What's up, you guys? So in this video I'm going to be talking about and addressing an issue I see in the Star Wars community, because I saw this Star Wars related video and the comments got me wondering, why do so many people believe that the old canon, and when I say old canon I mean the EU, so Old Republic era, post episode 6 era with Jacen Solo and Luke's wife Mara Jade, Darth Revan, Malgus, all those people. Why do so many people believe they were never canon, when in fact they were canon? Now, quick disclaimer, this is not pre-recorded and I'm actually talking while playing, and because of that, for certain parts of this video I'm just going to stay on the main menu, because there are some things I do have to read and I can't pause my multiplayer game, and I kind of want to do this for you guys. I get it, I should have pre-recorded that, but it was a spur of the moment, so please bear with me. Now, the reason why people are wrong when they say the EU was never canon is simply for the fact there is an official canon tier list that was approved by Lucas and the company. Now, a lot of people quote something that Lucas said, and I fully understand it. He is the creator of Star Wars. I get it. But the thing is, the way Lucas saw the EU was the same way Akira Toriyama saw Dragon Ball GT. And what I mean by that is, Akira Toriyama, if you are a Dragon Ball fan, you would know that Akira Toriyama did not create Dragon Ball GT. He didn't do that. That was a completely different entity. But before Super came out, the official Dragon Ball timeline in terms of canon was Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. The movies were not canon. So Tree of Might with Turles, Cooler, Bojack, they were all non-canon. When Toriyama came back to do Super, that is when GT got decanonized. Now, again, Toriyama never considered GT to be part of his canon because he didn't create it, but he let it stay canon until he decided to do something else. Honestly, if Toriyama didn't decide to do Super, that probably would have been the timeline for Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and GT, but he came back and did Super. P.S. Toriyama, please add Super Saiyan 4 back. Super Saiyan 4 is awesome. But I digress. So, let's go into the first, I guess, bit of evidence I have, is the pre-Disney Star Wars hierarchy of canon. Now, you can Google this image. Like, you can really find this image on Google. And there's two versions of this image. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, tongue-tied. There's two versions of this image. One that doesn't include the Clone Wars, and one that does include the Clone Wars, because it had to be edited to include the Clone Wars when the Clone Wars was made, and I believe it was added when the TV series took off, not when the movie came out, because for those who know, Clone Wars started off as a movie, and that's where Ahsoka made her debut. But Ventress and them, she made her debut in the 2005 Clone Wars, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Now, the canon tiers for the hierarchy were G-canon, which was the 6 Star Wars movies that we know and love. Then it was T-canon, the Clone Wars series. But before Clone Wars, T-canon wasn't there. It went into C-canon, all expanded universe books, comics, video games, etc. So this includes Darth Revan, Darth Malgus, the Knights of the Old Republic game, Star Wars The Force Unleashed with Galen Merrick, the post-episode 6 stuff with Jacen Solo, etc. And then you have S-canon, some pre-Zom works and alternate choices in video games. So like, say in the Knights of the Republic you decide to do this instead of that, that would be S-canon. And then the final tier was the N tier, or non-canon. That included Star Wars Infinities and alternate endings to video games. So let's say you decided to go with the dark side ending in Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and you kill Vader and you become Palpatine's puppet. That is non-canon. That is just there for fun. But the good side, the light side ending, was considered C-canon, unless the Clone Wars or the G-canon, i.e. if Lucas made a new movie, because the 6 movies were already out when Force Unleashed came out, retconned Galen Merrick's story. The Clone Wars didn't touch on Galen Merrick because Clone Wars took place before Episode 4 at the time. And what I mean by that is Order 66 hadn't happened in the Clone Wars yet before Season 7. So Order 66 didn't happen because if you know about Force Unleashed, that took place between Episode 4 and Episode 3. So Clone Wars wasn't going to touch on it, and at the time Lucas wasn't going to make a 7th movie. So at that point, Galen Merrick's story was canon, and it was not going to get retconned. But let's say George Lucas did make a 7th movie, and instead of having Ahsoka orange, he decided to make her red like Shakti. That would retcon the Clone Wars, because that movie would consist as G tier. It'd be a higher tier. So it would retcon what the what the Clone Wars established. Obviously, that would be fucked up because you have a whole TV series where she's orange and then the one movie where she's red. But you see what I'm getting at. You see what I'm trying to explain. Now, for the N tier, again, that consisted of stuff like alternate endings to video games, the Christmas special that no one likes, or the Force Sensitive Droid. Now, some of you may know the Force Sensitive Droid. He was the one that people brought up when The Last Jedi was released, and they used him as a reasoning to say, hey, the EU sucked too, in defense of The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi was ass. But the whole time, that droid was never canon to begin with. Side note, fuck this droid, and fuck this droid. These two are a waste of a character slot. This could have been Ahsoka, and this little bastard could have been Asajj Ventress. So, fuck both of these droids. That's all I have to say on that regard. Back on topic. Also, if you do look up the tier list image that has all of them, it also has a quote from Sue Rustoni at the bottom of the tier list, and it is dated July 2001. Just going to do a quick recap. G, T, S, and C canon were all the official canon. The only one that was listed as non-canon was the N. S, C, T, and G were canon. Now, I'm going to read the quote from Rue Rustoni. Actually, no. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read an earlier one. Not the 2000. I'm going to read the 2001 one. God damn it. But I'm going to read this one first, because this was 1994. Gospel or canon, as we refer to it, includes the screenplays, the films, the radio dramas, and the novelizations. These works spin out of George Lucas's original stories, and the rest are created by other writers. However, between us, we've read everything, and much of it is taken into account in the overall continuity. Sue Rustoni, Lucas Books and Lucas Licensing Manager, Editor, and Alan Kosh, I apologize, I'm pretty sure I butchered both of their last names, Continuity Editor for Lucasfilm, Star Wars Insider, 23, fall of 1994. That's right there is proof saying that the EU was canon. But then we have more quotes, because a lot of these quotes are from like 1996, there's one right here, 1998. Everything that is approved by Lucasfilm is official. No matter how small the contribution, we've added it to the well. Peters, I can't say your last name, sir. I'm sorry. Sweihofer? I'm sorry, sir. Author for the EU Star Wars Galaxy Collector Magazine #1 by Topps, 1998. Now, this one was another one, and this is the 2001 quote I mentioned earlier. According to Lucas Licensing Editor Sue Rustoni, Canon refers to an authoritative list of books that Lucas licensing editors consider an authentic part of the official Star Wars history. Our goal is to present a continuous and unified history of the Star Wars galaxy, and so far as that history does not conflict with or undermine the meaning of Mr. Lucas's Star Wars saga of films and screenplays. Things that Lucas licensing does not consider official parts of the continuous Star Wars history show in Infinity's logo or are contained in Star Wars Tales. Everything else is considered canon. Sue Rustoni, Lucas Books and Licensing Manager or Managing Editor in Star Wars, Gamer number 6, July 1st, 2001. That was her. And here's another one from her. That was 2001. Here's another quote from her 2 years later. Basically, everything except those items marked with an Infinity logo, i.e. the Star Wars Tales comics, is considered canon. Sue Rustoni, Lucas Books and Lucas Licensing Manager Editor, StarWars.com, May 30th, 2003. And then here's another one from Leland Chi, the Keeper of the Holocron. When asked if the G and C levels, basically the 6 movies and the EU, Revan and all them, when asked if the G and C levels formed separate and independent canon, Chi responded by stating that both were part of a single canon. There is one overall continuity. Leland Chi, Continuity Database Administrator, aka Keeper of the Holocron for Lucas Licensing, on StarWars.com, August 4th, 2004. 1 year after Sue's quote. So, everyone saying that the EU was never canon, you're all wrong. Because Lucas approved it. You have his licensing editors and others saying it was canon. And it was approved by Lucas. Lucas himself did not consider it canon because he did not make it, which I understand. But in terms of licensing and all that, it was considered canon. The tier list being a thing that they followed meant that the EU was canon. I am aware of what Lucas said. I'm not denying the man said what he said, because I know a lot of people quote what he said. But here's the thing. The actions of the company that he was running does not, I repeat, does not reflect that. And people bring up what Dave Filoni said. Honestly, I don't care what Dave Filoni said. I respect the man. I don't hate him. I'm not gonna disrespect him. But these quotes here show it was canon. These quotes and the fact that it was a canon tier list, and the canon tier list was updated to include the Clone Wars, proves that the EU was canon. So if you're one of the people saying if you're one of the people saying the EU, the Old Republic, Mara Jade, and etc. were never canon, you're wrong. They are no longer canon, correct. They are no longer canon because Disney bought the license, and what they did was decanonize all of the old EU. Which leads into another thing. If something was never canon to begin with, why would you have to decanonize it? Why would you have to announce it was decanonized? Why would you have to announce we're rebranding it as Legends? It would be a waste if it was already agreed upon that it was non-canon. So, it was canon. So I don't understand people saying it was never canon. You are wrong. You are 100% wrong. And if someone tells you that it was never canon, I will post a link to this website where the quotes are. And I will post a link to the image of the canon tier list, so you guys have the links to show you that they're wrong. So the EU was canon until Disney's buyout. Which actually leads me into another topic. Because of Lucas's stance, that means the Disney canon, or the Disney era of canon, is C tier. It is not G tier. Clone Wars stays at T. Clone Wars just stays at T. But Rey, Finn, all of them would count as C tier canon because they're not the original 6 movies. So episodes Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, even Mandalorian. As much as I love the Mandalorian, Rogue One, I enjoy Rogue One. Solo, all of them, they're all C tier. If we were still going off of the canon tier list, they are all C tier. They are not G tier. Basically, another way to put it, because I know someone else said this about the EU. Someone said the EU was licensed fan fiction. That, if we go with that, that is basically what the Disney era of canon is. That is what the sequel trilogy is. Licensed fan fiction. Because George is not the one creating it. We all know George's opinion on the new stuff. He does not like it. There's a quote saying he felt like he sold his franchise to white slavers. Now, I've seen this in EU groups. I've seen this in other Star Wars groups. I'm in a lot of Star Wars groups. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. But that's the thing. The creator doesn't like what happened. And a lot of people don't like the sequel trilogy. There are people who love it. And if you like the sequel trilogy, I'm not downing you. You know, you love what you love. But there are a lot of people who don't like it. There are a lot of people who are of the mind that it is ass. I agree with John Boyega in the sense that I feel his character was shafted. I feel Rey was shafted. I feel Rey could have been done 100% better. But no, she was handled like garbage, in my opinion. Kylo was handled like garbage, in my opinion. He could have been done better. Captain Phasma was disrespected. I don't care what anyone says. Phasma was disrespected. She deserves better. You can fight me on that. She deserves so much better. The Mandalorian, I have no complaints about. I love The Mandalorian. Solo was meh. Kind of forgettable. Don't hate it. Don't love it. It was just meh. Rogue One was amazing. Love Rogue One. Though, my only gripe, Donnie Yen should have had a lightsaber. Donnie Yen should have been like a Jedi that managed to get away from Order 66. Because even in the old EU, they had Jedi that managed to get away and survive Order 66. I mean, you've seen it in Force Unleashed with General Ram Koda, Castan Paratus. Shaak-Ti survived Order 66. So, I'm a little upset they didn't do that with Donnie Yen's character. Because, like, bro, Donnie Yen deserves a lightsaber. I don't care what anyone says. But other than that, bro, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, people who say that the EU was never canon, you are wrong. I'm sorry. You're wrong. It was canon. And there's nothing wrong with it being canon. I don't know why you guys feel like it's an insult that it was considered canon. It's not a bad thing. The EU has yes, EU has some fucky and weird stories. But so does Disney era. Why I'm not getting any kills. So does I'm focusing on talking and doing the video. But so does the Disney era. The Disney era has some fucky content of it as well. I mean, bro, one of the new books has a rock named Geode. One of their ships is just called the Vessel. I mean, like, those are nitpicks, obviously. But, well, Geode isn't. The Vessel is a nitpick. But Geode is weird. I'm sorry, like, a rock named Geode? Come on now. Granted, yes, you can argue those are nitpicks. But, there's those little examples. There are some fucky parts of the new canon. Quotations. And there's some fucky parts of the old EU. There are things in the old EU that didn't make sense. Or were just plain dumb. And we can all agree on that. And I can agree it's the same thing with the sequel to it, with the new stuff. But I don't see why you guys find it such an insult or so bad that characters like Darth Nihilus, Shaak-Ti, or not Shaak-Ti, sorry, Darth Talon, and so on, were canon. Because there were a lot of great characters in the EU. There were a lot of great characters in the EU, female and male, of varying skin tones. I know some people care about that. Like, that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. So I just never understood why people take it like it's a cardinal sin to bring up EU. Like, you guys get so butthurt. And I guess you can argue like, oh, well, EU fans get butthurt, but I would say theirs is more valid because you're trying to say something wasn't canon when we all know it was, because there's a tier list and quotes from Lucasfilm employees and reps in high positions saying the opposite. Like, Sue is the licensing manager. She manages the licensing. You would think she has to talk to George to get shit approved. So the fact is, George approved a lot of that shit. So why do you guys feel like that's a bad thing? I don't get it. Because the main issue a lot of the EU people have is just when the new stuff came out, people started disrespecting. You started disrespecting the EU, and like, let's put it this way: a lot of people who love the EU wanted to see more EU content made, not just games. Because, oh yeah, we still want games, but they wanted to see movies and TV shows too, cartoons, animations. We wanted to see Revan get the Clone Wars treatment, or his own movie, or an animated movie. We wanted him to get, well, he has a lot of games, but like we wanted to see more games. Like right now there's a open world Star Wars game being in development by Ubisoft. Like we wanted to see more stuff like that for the old EU. Like we're not saying it had to be an exact copy of the fucking books or whatever, but something.
We've captured a command post.
No, shit. You know, just something. Like Fallen Order was amazing. We wanted something like that for like Darth Malgus or whatever. You know. Or get us, alright, the open world game that Ubisoft is doing. Give us an Old Republic version of an open world thing. Not like the Old Republic MMO, but more like Skyrim or Dragon Age Origins, where we can choose to be a Sith, Jedi, or we could be a trooper. Like we can make a build and be that, and live out a. Actually, a better example would be on the lines of Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas gives you so much freedom. But yeah, like other than not getting new content, the only thing EU fans were really upset with was denying the fact it was canon when it was canon, and the disrespect it got when people criticized the movie. Because the biggest thing I remember when Last Jedi came out was when people were ragging on it. Because again, that movie is ass. If you like it, all power to you. That is your opinion. I will agree to disagree. But I've seen so many articles crop up saying, well, the EU is this, EU is that, EU, like, bro, why are you attacking the EU to defend this movie? In my opinion, that just meant the movie was more ass. Because you had to attack someone else's work to defend it. But at the end of the day, bro, like, if people like the sequel trilogy, like, let them like what they like, bro. Don't give people shit because they like the character. You can have a civil conversation about why you don't like or why you do like a character in Star Wars. It doesn't have to devolve to like name calling and all that shit. Like, I have a guild in the Old Republic, and we have people who do like the sequel trilogy, but they also aren't scared to say what they don't like. Me and my guild leaders, and some of us, we don't like the sequel trilogy. We talk trash about it, but the people who do like it know we're doing it. It's just our opinion. We're not trying to say, oh, you're bad for liking it. It's just we don't like it. We didn't find it entertaining. In terms of story, we much more prefer Old Republic. We, like, one of my guild friends, he mostly prefers post episode 6. A lot of us prefer the Old Republic, because Old Republic had a lot of cool shit. Dark Nihilus, the Sith Empire, etc. It's all preference. It's nothing to start cussing people out over, guys. Enjoy the fandom. Because at the end of the day, we're all Star Wars fans. Like, bro, I have a Purge Trooper outfit. I have a Purge Trooper cosplay. But I don't like the Disney canon. Fallen Order is part of the Disney era. Like, but I have a Purge Trooper cosplay. And I don't hate Rey as a character. Like, I like Rey. I just feel she could have been done better. I feel what they did with her was so lackluster, and it could have been better. Like, I feel what they shouldn't have made her related to Palpatine. They shouldn't have her take the Skywalker last name. Those are my opinions. Also, Rose Tico, wasted potential. I don't care what you say. Rose Tico was wasted potential. Rose Tico could have been so much more. Also, the Rose Finn romance should have been a thing. I thought that was a good idea, and then they backtracked like little bitches. Fuck you guys for that. Like, if you've played the Old Republic and you know, like, the clone, not clone, you know the Republic armor.
Ready to engage.
I pictured Rose in the last movie just having a kit of, like, the Republic armor from Old Republic. Not exactly like from the Old Republic, but in the same design. And she's just like this awesome, badass captain or general. Like, she just started going in, and then like she's like fighting alongside Finn. Kind of like how Darth Malgus' wife fights alongside him. Like that. Like, that's what I expected. Like something similar, not exactly like that, but something cool. And they backtrack. Fuck out of here. Oh, behind you, behind you, behind you. But this isn't me to say if you like. Again, this isn't me to say if you like the sequels, you're horrible. This isn't me saying that if you get some type of joy from the sequels, you're a bad person. You're not. You like what you like, and I can respect that. I like what I like, and I can hope you respect that too. Again, agree to disagree. That's all I'm saying. But in this regard, I can't agree to disagree because there's so much evidence saying that the EU was canon.
Enemy forces have captured
Now, if you don't want to consider it canon, that's all you. I mean, there are people who don't consider the sequel trilogy canon. That's their head canon. The sequel trilogy to them doesn't exist. That's okay. I mean, that's you. But at the end of the day, you know, again, it's all Star Wars fans. Enjoy Star Wars. Because, like, there are times where sequel discussions break out in general chat on Old Republic. And people will voice their opinions. And majority of the time, it's respectful. People say what they don't like. People can agree and have a civil conversation. If someone says something wrong, there's a civil retort to it. Saying, oh, wait, no, but this is why this was. And if they can't come to a conclusion, they will agree to disagree. Now, I'm not saying there aren't any trolls or toxic people. There are some trolls and some toxic people that, you know, get into the conversation. But for the most part, majority of the conversations are civil and chill. And that's all I'm saying. Just, you know, be civil and chill. You can like what you like. But in this regard, this isn't a agree to disagree situation because there are actual quotes from people who work at Lucasfilm that have claimed that the EU and other things are canon. Unless you want to call them liars. But again, I read to you exactly what they said. So, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my trash gameplay because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. When this recording stops, I'm actually going to be... Well, we're actually still winning. I'm amazed. I'm pretty much getting carried because, you know... Don't worry guys, I'm gonna put in work. But with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're a Star Wars fan, I hope you didn't come away with this, you know, being mad that I said what I said. Like, again, I don't like the movies. I don't like the sequels. That's me. I like Rogue One. I like The Mandalorian. Solo was meh. Like, those are my opinions. I respect yours. You respect mine. And we go about our day. For those who are gonna post, you know, what Lucas said in his interview, again, like I said at the start of the video, I am fully aware of what Lucas said in the interview. What I'm trying to convey is that he still approved it being part of the official canon tier list. The EU is not listed as non-canon. Some parts did get decanonized and got shifted to non-canon, but for the most part, Revan, Malgus, Bane, Mara Jade, Jason Solo, all of these characters and their stories stayed canon. Kyle Katarn, Galen Merrick, they stayed canon.
Grenade live.
Also, Shock T gets disrespected. And like, bro, she's a Jedi Master, and she gets so little. More respect for Shock T, please. Just please. Also, Takuda supremacy is a thing. I don't care what you say. Takudas are amazing. Takudas are superior bless all the way. Inches. That had nothing to do with the video. Just those are my favorites. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to try and stream Swords of Legend because I pre-ordered it and I got access to the MMO. So I'm going to try and stream it. I have not touched it yet because I wanted to start and create my character with you guys. I'm probably... I'm going to stream it and post some of the highlights on YouTube. I kind of want to separate YouTube and Twitch because I still want you guys to, check me out on Twitch. Because at first I was streaming to both platforms. But I want you guys to check me out on Twitch too. Like, I don't want you to just stick to YouTube. And also, because of the new Ghost of Tsushima update that's going to be coming out with Iki Island, I am going to finish that playthrough for sure. I have a playlist for Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm going to be adding to it. Same thing with Neo. All the DLC for Neo 2 is already in the playlist. It's just the main game. So, if you guys want to watch that, that's there. Just a disclaimer for the Neo 2 playlist though. The DLC was all done on the console. The main story is going to be done on PC, which is why the DLC videos have a completely different character I was playing as. Because, I mean, granted, Neo 2, you can change your character whenever the hell you want, but for those curious, like, why did you change your character so drastically? And so, that's why. One's on console, one's on PC. And, because mods. PC has mods. Other than that, I think those are the only two main playthroughs I need to do is Ghost of Tsushima and Neo 2. I'm going to do some more For Honor content because the new hero is supposed to be dropping soon. And I want to play that new hero. I have to get back into it though because I've had some issues with For Honor. I recently just streamed it on Twitch and you could tell we were rusty. Very rusty. Naraka Blade Point. That is in August. Definitely gonna be streaming that. That is a battle royale. It has like melee weapons, not really guns, more melee. Going to be streaming that for you guys. So be looking forward to that.
Make your way to their critical systems and destroy their fuel and life.
That's about it for anything else. Going to try and have more cosplay stuff out. I am working on a showcase for cosplay related stuff. I just get a little lazy and procrastinate, and not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm trying to break that habit. I promise you I'm gonna break that habit. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the day, hope you loved the video, and I'll see you in the next one.